praise myself, most interesting. I think there were a few themes, I think, that ran through almost all the presentations. I think it was recognized that in our problem space of global challenges, that modeling needs to play a really important and central role. And in fact, unless we begin to comprehend the complexity of the systems involved, we will not be successful in addressing them, just as we have not been successful in addressing them so far. I think another theme has to do with engagement. I think all of the models talked about have used technology and have recognized the need to engage a broad community in the use of models. In a way, we've had a certain success in moving in this direction, but conceivably there is much more work to do. I think we're all a little bit disappointed that not only the policy community, but in some sense the informed public has not really engaged to the extent that they possibly could with the models that exist, let alone the models that might be developed. Another theme, or a little bit of an idea, and in a way Graham alluded to it, is that there is perhaps a need not to focus so exclusively on the policy community, that in fact we need to engage a broader community in pedagogy, and so that the view of these models as learning devices, as well as informers for the policy community, is something that we perhaps might recognize. In a way, the policy community is not ready because there's not a public and a deep enough understanding to demand it. And so it has been easy for the policy community to follow the conventional wisdoms and ignore the complexity of the issues that they are supposed to be dealing with. Another theme is the history of modeling in North America. Certainly, Anitra covered some of the early history of the efforts of the people at MIT, Jay Forrester, the Mazarovich, and most of the initiatives seem to have come from North America, so that we have a tradition in some sense, and a place upon which much has been built, and conceivably much more could be built.
7 of 11.
Another theme was the theme of the platforms upon which modeling are built, and I think Brad's talk addressed that quite substantially. And I tried to extend that idea that there was a need for a platform upon which a number of models could be launched that would have the feature of open accessibility, or sometimes called open source, so that there would be a way of making models available and accessible with a common interface, so that you don't have to learn a million interfaces for a million models, and with some one can imagine a cloud with models in it that could be accessed broadly for both educational and policy purposes. I guess the other point that I tried to raise was the need to, in some sense, reposition or expand the way that we think about models from their very utopian origins to embrace some of the elements of what I call an evolutionary paradigm. And I think that's perhaps a challenge before us. And that finishes my notes, so there we are, thank you.
Thank you very much, Rob.